folks. It's really early. You can tell because I don't have my shades open yet. I just rolled my butt out of bed and made some coffee for myself. We're going to have a little coffee chat this morning. And I'm not going to keep you long because, again, I want to plug the new website, which is coming. I'm back at work today at 11, and I want to work on it for a couple hours before I go. But, you know, there's nothing like starting your day with a little hypocrisy. We're going to take a little trip down hypocrisy lane this morning because we got a lot of that shit going on here. So let's talk about the transformation of Tulsi Gabbard, you know, who I'm sure many of the people out there who are on the truther train consider her, I don't know, some kind of a crusader for free speech. So Tulsi Gabbard has taken to building her brand. You know, she's no longer a politician. She's no longer, as far as I'm concerned, a member of the Democratic Party, since she spends most of her time on Fox News and other propaganda outlets for the right wing. I mean, that's all that Fox News actually really is. It really is not a news service. In the 25 plus years that they've been in existence, they've never won any kind of a journalistic award. They actually don't break any news. They don't investigate anything. They just have people like, you know, Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham on, who are nothing more than sock puppets for the right wing. And they're all making tons of money. And Tulsi Gabbard is building her brand by being as just totally outrageous and non-factual as the rest of the right-wingers out there. She's officially, in my book, a right-winger, persona non grata in these here parts. So she is now parroting the Russian narrative that we fund biolabs in the Ukraine. And, you know, Newsweek was very careful to say that she didn't say biological weapons labs. She just said biolabs that develop, you know, chemical and biological agents, which are biological weapons labs. So, fuck Newsweek. They're all over the map. They can't figure out what they are. They can't figure out if they're a news source or a propaganda outfit. But be that as it may, all of that nonsense started with Russian propaganda in the United States. And Vladimir Putin knows how to use propaganda. We've been through this discussion. We've been through this discussion before, okay? We've shown you exactly how Russian state-run media works here in the United States. We have had RT, Sputnik, and various other outlets here. We have actually got, you know, supposedly American journalists working there, but actually one of them's actually a stand-up comedian named Lee Camp, and then we have Chris Hedges, and we have John Kiriakou there, the ex-CIA agent from the United States working over at Sputnik as a journalist. You know, we have any number of people. Rick Sanchez, I believe, is on RT America, whatever. We have all of these people over there because you can say whatever you want there as long as you're talking about the United States, and that's exactly what they do. They rarely, if ever, criticize Russia because, hey, you know what? Vladimir Putin funds that office, okay? You can complain about corporations here, but don't try to tell me that Vladimir Putin is funding Russian state-run media so that they can criticize Russia, because that's fucking stupid on its face. But nevertheless, Tulsi Gabbard, with absolutely no proof of anything, is spreading the rumors around. So Mitt Romney calls her on the carpet. As well he should, and some other people might want to do that too. And Mitt Romney calls her on the carpet and calls her a traitorous, I don't know, liar, a treasonous liar. Now, you know, that may seem a little heavy-handed, But in the middle of this kind of a conflict where the people of the Ukraine are being decimated, and folks, I don't know if you've seen the pictures of the Ukraine. I don't think their crisis act isn't. I'm not sure how they got the buildings to break like that so they could film it. But this is not a good time to try to build your brand on the backs of people who are suffering under oppression, because in fact, Vladimir Putin had no right to intervene in the Ukraine. They are a sovereign nation. And I remember a time when people like Tulsi Gabbard would have a shit fit anytime the United States got involved in interventionist wars. She made big speeches about this shit, going all across the country as a candidate. But somehow, somewhere, Tulsi Gabbard has decided that Vladimir Putin is justified, just as several other high-profile people have, who really don't have any clue what's going on. And I'll tell you where I come down on this. I don't believe anybody has the right to intervene in another country. I don't care if it's Vladimir Putin or Joe Biden or anyone else. And I've always had that position, but I don't change my position based on, wanting to become a famous talking head, which is what Tulsi Gabbard is doing. She's building a brand. This is what they all do. So now Tulsi Gabbard is mad and demanding that Mitt Romney resign for calling her a treasonous liar. Well, actually, Tulsi has been championing free speech, saying we shouldn't shut down hate speech about transgender people because it's free speech. Well, that's what Mitt Romney's doing, Tulsi. He's exercising his free speech rights by calling you out. That's the way this works, okay? You put yourself out there, you're subject to that. That's how it goes. Everybody goes through that. So Tulsi Gabbard says that Mitt Romney should prove that we don't have weapons labs there. I got an idea, Tulsi. Since you're leveling the allegations, how about you prove that they do? Because certainly almost somewhere there would be archival information on that, because there's always a paper trail somewhere. Why don't you folks spreading that shit go out and see if you can find it? Do a FOIA request. Do whatever you have to do. Because nobody has shown any evidence of anything. And again, let me tell you, we are the Factivist Report and the Factivist Project, and we don't listen to propaganda. And that's what all of this is. Russian propaganda is alive and well here in the United States. In fact, they're after a woman named Elena Branson right now because she has been in here in the United States conducting propaganda without registering as a foreign agent, working for Vladimir Putin, who has given her hundreds of thousands of dollars to run the operation. She's not here anymore. And what she's doing is actually not technically illegal in the United States, but here's what is illegal: not registering as a foreign agent. So I'm suggesting that maybe Tulsi Gabbard wants to register as a foreign agent as well. If you're going to be spreading Fox-generated and right-wing generated propaganda, then you certainly should follow the rules. And by the way, the onus is on you, Tulsi, since you're leveling these things. The onus is on you to show the proof. It's not on Mitt Romney on a defensive position to prove that it isn't happening. When you're leveling the shit, it's up to you to provide evidence. That's how all of this fucking works in the real world. Not in the right-wing delusional world of, I'm a truther and I don't have to show a fucking thing to prove anything. Call me crazy, but I prefer people who actually show evidence of what they're saying. And if they don't have any evidence, they should shut the fuck up. And that's what Tulsi Gabbard should do. She should shut the fuck up. Or register as a foreign agent, one or the other. You all have a nice day now. And remember, the next time Tulsi Gabbard tells you she's a progressive, don't believe it. I'll talk to you soon.